Gonna start living healthy one day? Maybe after the 4th of July. Maybe after Labor Day. Nah, after Thanksgiving. The holiday season might as well wait until Christmas and New Year's is over. If you're thinking about waiting to get healthy, think again. Hello, this is Raymond Edison, MD, your digital doctor, admitting you to the channel where we show you how to take charge of your health. Welcome if it's your first time here. Welcome back if you've been here before. And thanks to those of you who purchased the accompanying book for this series of videos. You might be thinking, chronic diseases develop slowly, right, Doc? Some of them take even years to develop. So I'll get around to exercising and eating right. Yeah, I'm pretty busy right now and stressed out. Can't work on it right now. I've got the stress of this job, this new business I'm starting, the kids, my grandkids, my sick parents. Who has the time? What's a few more Twinkies, chips, and cola gonna do? I'll be stopping soon. Besides, I'm under a lot of stress, and that helps. Think again. Remember, time is the most precious commodity we have. It moves fast and doesn't come back. It doesn't wait around for anyone. Remember when they said something happened 30 years ago and you immediately said, oh, I was too young to remember that. Maybe I read about it. And now, when they tell you something happened 30 years ago, you remember it, and you were a full-grown adult 30 years ago. Time flies. You don't have as long as you think to get yourself together. Think about it. If you wanted to be a professional, major league baseball player or basketball player, would you wait until you turn 20 years of age before you even try to learn the game? Good luck. You'll need the luck of a lottery winner to pull that off. What if you're a middle-aged woman and found a lump in your breast and said, it's probably okay. Maybe I'll check it out in a couple of years if it's still there. Or you're a middle-aged man and you notice blood when you urinate and say, I'm going to wait and see if it happens again. It's been happening for a while, but I'll just see how things go. What? Who thinks like that? You do. If you have or are at risk for chronic diseases and you're putting off addressing it, putting off action, you're the same as those two examples. You got to find a way to work on several fronts to make those changes that you need to be healthy. You got to use all of them, not just two of them. And it can be done if you take action. You've got to eat wholesome foods, move your body, get quality sleep, handle stress, and get appropriate testing. Now, the only thing not under your control is the last one, getting appropriate testing. But all the other things you can do on your own. And we'll discuss these steps in detail in future videos. Exactly the things you need to do. You see, it's like a recipe. If you got 6 ingredients for that recipe and you only use 4 of them, it's not going to turn out right. How far would you get in your car if you only had 3 wheels, but it's designed to be a 4-wheel car? And if you could only make right turns. In my years of experience of dealing with people, It reveals that the problem most people have is they don't want to do all the parts. They'll exercise heavily and eat everything not tied down. They'll drastically cut calories through the latest fad and then spend all day in bed trying to recover from the stress and trying to escape the stresses and strains of life. They'll overuse alcohol and illicit drugs and rely on quick fixes like diet pills or diet pill injections. Many of these things aren't even on the list of the things you need to do to be healthy, and at best, just partial applications. And they cycle through these bad habits over and over, looking for a different result. It's like praying for blue skies and sunshine during the rainy season. It's like thinking, if I buy more than one lottery ticket, I'll increase my chances of winning. So I'm going to buy 15. And all that means that your chances go from 1 in 290 million to 1 in 290 million minus 15. Ooh, getting close, huh? Chronic diseases may very well damage the body slowly, but sometimes the dam bursts suddenly after years of inflammatory processes and oxidative stress. And sometimes it's too late to correct things. Sometimes you can't undo the damage. And if you are just a regular person, not really particularly interested in the field of health, that's not your fault, because you may not know that. Because our healthcare system emphasizes disease management and doesn't put as much emphasis on prevention. But once you know how the system is, then you no longer have an excuse to be a victim of it. It's your fault if you don't take action. And I've heard these conversations down through the years. My mother was diabetic, she lost her limbs. My grandmother was diabetic, she lost her limbs. I'm diabetic, I'll probably lose my limbs. It's like it's inevitable with no other possibility that you're going to break down one day. And they accept that as though it's fate. How sad. What have I thought? Well, there are no doctors in my family. I would be the first. In fact, there's only a couple of college graduates. So, I'm going to give this med school thing a try. It probably won't work. And if it doesn't, I won't be surprised. What kind of loser thinking is that? If you're thinking all the time, I'm going to get old and feeble one day, it'll probably happen because you're not going to do anything about it to reverse it or prevent it. Why eat right, strengthen my muscles if I'm going to die anyway? Well, everybody's going to die. But you want to live as long as you can, as healthy as you can. I just know I'm not going to be able to walk one day. Sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy to me. That's why I spend a lot of time on how you see things, because that's your mindset. Because without the proper mindset, you're pretty much lost and rudderless without it. Because without the right mindset, you won't take action. And without action, nothing will be accomplished. It reminds you of a commercial I saw years ago. A bunch of guys were sitting around in the house smoking marijuana and talking and saying, yeah, we're going to do this one day. We're going to actually start a business one day, et cetera, while they're smoking. And then the film fast forwarded 5-10 years later. They were older, heavier, still sitting there talking about, we're going to start a business one day. That's how it works without action. You only get 1/4 birthday, 1/16th birthday, 30th, 50th, and so on. And they don't come back. Waiting around or trying to make changes after a catastrophic event is like trying to unfry an egg, trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube, or get back the time you lost. It ain't gonna happen. I didn't set it up that way. I'm just an observer. So it's time to get serious about chronic diseases, because chronic diseases are serious. And they don't care whether you're paying attention or not. They don't care whether you claim it or not. I've seen chronic diseases take the joy out of many lives and end them early. Now, if you do all the things I'm recommending about your health, preventing problems, will it guarantee that you'll live longer and healthier? If you don't follow the recommendations, eat junk all the time, don't exercise, don't do any of the things, don't get to sleep, will that guarantee that you're going to live a life of misery, a short life of misery? No, because there are no guarantees. That's why in medicine we never say never and we never say always, because they're all outliers. Now, what is an outlier? I don't know if you remember the comedian George Burns. He was known for smoking a cigar and having a martini every night before going to bed. Cigars all the time. Someone asked, "What does your doctor have to say about that?" And he quickly remarked, "My doctor is dead." So he was an outlier. And whenever you talk to people about that, they'll say, "Well, my grandmother, she took the drink every day, more than one, and she was 90 years old when she died." Or my uncle smoked as far back as I can remember, and he lived to be this and that. Those are outliers. Don't try to be an outlier. Lottery winners are outliers. So that's someone who is an exception to the rule. And we will take that exception to the rule and say, well, if it didn't happen to them, it won't happen to me. Sorry. But I can tell you this. If 10 of you do the things that we're talking about to remain healthy, and 10 of you don't, do the opposite and all that, I can guarantee you this, that more in the healthy group will be healthy after a period of time, and more in the unhealthy group will suffer problems. Now, I can't tell you which ones it would be, but I can guarantee you that a certain number in each group will demise, and a certain number in the other group will be successful. So do you want to take your chances and just see which group you're going to be? Doesn't sound like a good bet to me. So put your running shoes on and get on the track to good health. Let's travel that yellow brick road to the land of healthy living. See you in the next video. Don't forget to put up the likes and the comments and subscribe so you can be notified when future videos come out. This is Dr. Raymond Edison, your digital doctor, signing off. And for now, your distro.